Delta Township. And April 2nd of each year will be designated as Autism Awareness Day in Delta. And by taking this action here this evening, we'll become a leader in the capital region. We'll become the first government that officially recognizes autism awareness in our community. And I understand a lot of the other communities are going to shortly act to do the same, but when we're all done, we can, as a greater Lansing region, all of us will be recognizing the contributions that those with autism have and the things that our community can do to make sure that they're able to share those talents and skills with the broader community. We're all here tonight because of the hard work and dedication of Xavier DeGroat. Everybody on the board will remember, it's been, I don't know, I guess a couple of months now when Xavier first came to us and asked us if we would consider taking this action here this evening and made a presentation to the board. And the answer from the board was absolutely. There's no hesitation whatsoever to move forward with making this resolution this evening and this proclamation. Now, for those in the audience, we would have done this the first week of April, which is Autism Awareness Month. But the first week in April is the school break for both Waverly and Gradland School. So the Delta Township Board doesn't meet that week. We all go off on spring break and stuff. So that's why we're gathered here at our last meeting in March to make this resolution. So it will be in place when April comes around and when April 2nd comes around so that it can be recognized and commemorated in Delta Township. But as you know, Xavier said, you know, and as he highlighted for us when he came forward and asked us to consider this, everyone has something to contribute to society. Everyone has skills. Everyone has talents. Everybody has something that they can contribute to our community. And it's a shame on us if we don't do what we can as a community to make sure that those talents are recognized, to make sure that they cannot have an opportunity to contribute to the fullest extent possible. And sometimes it can just take some very minor things to recognize on how a government agency, whether it be our police force through interactions with those with autism, whether it be as an employer who's hiring somebody with autism and understanding how you communicate and how you work with them so that they can still contribute and play a great role and be a great employee. So it's just finding a way to make sure that we recognize those special skills and recognize the way that we can work to make sure that they can participate and can contribute to society and everything. So that's why it's very important that governments begin recognizing Autism Awareness Month so we can help spread the word, so that employers and other organizations will understand that there's simple things that they can do and have simple training for employees and customer service representatives and things of that nature which will help the interaction and communication with our residents with autism work better for all involved. So that's why it's really good to begin this process of really recognizing what we can do as a community to make things easier and better. Well, with that, I just wanted to now recognize Xavier and ask you to come up and share with everybody a little bit about your story and how we got to this point and what we can all do to be more aware during the month of April in terms of helping those with autism succeed in our community. So, Xavier DeGroat.
I am very grateful for Autism Month to exist, but it takes a lot of people to join together to bring difference in those with autism in the community. And so with this proclamation getting signed today in Delta Township for Autism Awareness, I would hope that we can be able to make an annual upcoming event for autism in the Lansing area and have all sorts of Lansing residents with autism in a school district to join up at either, we'll have it starting at a school, for example, and maybe make our way to getting more and more people over the years, and eventually we'll make it our own Lansing promise for autism awareness throughout the Lansing Center here in Michigan. And I believe we can do that as if we all work as a team and join together so we can have change come through. And I would like to thank Supervisor Ken Fletcher for getting to know me, because he's been good at helping me out with networking in the Delta area and getting my words supported by other officials in the Delta community. So thank you, Supervisor Ted Fletcher. And I would like to thank all you trustees today for giving this an opportunity to have a proclamation to recognize Autism Month. Now it's my journey and goal to get all other local governments to be participating in such an honorary proclamation for autism awareness. And I would like to also introduce my vice chair briefly, Kelly Dean, to talk a little bit about how he has been on duty helping me out with getting my words out there across Lansing, and how he was enjoying with me. And unfortunately, we could not keep David Gregory today because he had to leave early, who's on my board of my Autism Foundation and is my lobbyist. But Kelly Dean would like to also support a remark for autism awareness.
Thank you, Xavier. What an honor it is for me to be here tonight. And you know, I couldn't add much more to Supervisor Fletcher's comments here tonight. How important this is to have this opportunity to allow Xavier to be able to help spread the great message of what we can all do as citizens to be involved with our community, particularly those with special needs. My day job is that of owner of Dean Transportation, and we transport individuals of all ages with special needs from home to school, but also to work sites, and where we are trying to assist in their opportunity to get ahead in life. Xavier's pretty modest when he talks tonight about the work that he's doing here in the Lansing area. He's really doing it worldwide. He's an amazing young man who has incredible passion, and his inspiration for all of us on his board. And here tonight, there's a number of educators, true leaders here in our community in education, and Chief Mike Jankowski is here on behalf of Xavier this evening, representing the Lansing Police Department, and there's just a whole number that Xavier has inspired us to be part of his mission. And he is making a difference, and he's going to make a bigger difference across the world for those with autism, allowing them opportunities for a better life and a future, and having the rest of our world recognize their great value. So Xavier, congratulations to you and your incredible hard work. To Delta Township, you were the first to do this, not here, maybe in the state of Michigan. Stepping up to this, having this great recognition. So congratulations to you for setting the standard here that we can keep moving across our great state. Thank you so very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dean. But I do have to correct you, Xavier. You said that we were helping you network. Trust me, there's absolutely nobody who is a better networker than Xavier DeGroat. You have already met more people than the rest of us will ever meet in our lifetime, and you've got some pretty important people to open a lot of doors for you and do a lot of good things for the foundation. So I think you're the pro that can teach all of us on how to network and to accomplish the goals that we set out to do and how to really make a difference in the world. So you really are a role model, not just to people with autism, but you're a role model to everybody, Xavier. So I hope that you're proud of the work that you're doing and the contributions that you're making to the broader society. And in terms of the success of your event that you're planning to, to have the event going forward to help not only recognize, the contributions of people with autism, but to raise money for your foundation, I have no doubt that you're going to be very successful. You just need to get a few of those people those famous people you've made connections with, and get them to show up for the first, the inaugural luncheon there, and I'm sure it will be a great success. So we'll be watching for great things coming from that. So now I'd like to read a resolution for the township to consider this evening. And it says that whereas on December 18, 2007, the United Nations General Assembly adopted Resolution 62-139 declaring World Autism Awareness Day to be celebrated April 2nd, 2008 and in perpetuity. And whereas that will be celebrated the unique talents and skills of persons with autism on April 2nd, 2019, and individuals with autism are warmly welcomed and embraced in community events around the globe. And whereas the month of April is designated as National Autism Awareness Month to increase public awareness of the need to support individuals with autism and family members, educators, and other professionals who teach and care for individuals with autism. And whereas in November 2015, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's National Health Statistics Report concluded the prevalence of autism spectrum disorder has risen to 1 in every 45 children in the United States. And whereas autism spectrum disorder represents a broad group of disorders that vary widely from mild to severe and is characterized by difficulty with social interaction, communication, severely limited interest, and repetitive behaviors. And whereas autism knows no racial, ethnic, family, income, lifestyle, social boundaries, or educational levels, it can affect any family and any child. And whereas the Xavier DeGroat has dedicated his life to educating and promoting community support for those with autism throughout the creation of the Xavier DeGroat Autism Foundation. And whereas communities have a role in identifying, assessing, or supporting individuals with ASD and their families, now therefore be it resolved that the Delta Township Board does hereby proclaim April as Autism Awareness Month in Delta Township and encourages our residents to become educated and informed about programs, services, and opportunities to support individuals with autism. And therefore be it further resolved that on this 18th day of March 2019, the Delta Township Board does hereby recognize April 2nd as International Autism Awareness Day and will be henceforth be named Delta for Autism Awareness Day in perpetuity. I move this resolution. Is there support?
Support.
There is support. Is there discussion? Anybody have any comments to make on this? Trustee Brewer, did you have something you wanted to say?
Thank you. I'm at a loss for words, which is rare, but I do have to say, Xavier, I'm so proud of you, and I'm proud of the village that stands with you, because no one person, normally, no one person can accomplish as much as been accomplished, but you have. You continue to amaze me. May God continue to strengthen you and bless your path as you move forward and make the world aware of the autism movement that you have going. Thank you.
Anybody else on the board would like to make any comments at this time? Seeing none, the motion before us is to approve the resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Now if we could have Xavier and Mr. Dean, if you come up, and if members of the board want to come up behind, we'll officially sign the resolution here. Right there, Xavier. Congress, have everybody where you'd like them to be for the photo? Great, great. And I'm video, so everyone can see. Congratulations. Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Xavier, for bringing this all to our attention, and we will look for some great activities to happen during the month of April this year. Moving down now on our agenda, we have our agenda before us this evening. Are there any additions or deletions? If not, a motion to approve as presented, be made.
Mr. Veronica, I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Is there support? There is support. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Public hearings, we'll open up the public hearings for the Oldsmobile Homecoming Car Show. We know waiver request, and they requested a waiver from the minority.